Year 4, and welcome to chapter 30 of When the Mountains Roared. Okay, so in our last chapter, Ruby had found herself stuck in a tree escaping the floods. Okay, so let's find out what happens next. We sit in silence for a while, observing the water recede. As it does, it releases the stench of sewers and leaves behind a sea of debris. I pinch my nose until I grow used to the smell. I watch as washed up boats, tyres, carts and even dented and smashed furniture slowly become visible. A few people rummage through the rubbish. Someone helps a goat out of the tree. Eventually I have the nerve to climb down too. I squeeze the water from my jumper and empty my pockets. The magazine's article is dripping. I think it's still legible. "Do you know what this says?" I ask, helping the Sadhu out of his tree and passing him the paper. "Let me see," he says, his mouth moving as he reads. "Ah, yes, film star Garjan Mankar has been cleared from an investigation into snow leopard poaching." My heart leaps. He's due at the hotel today. "If you have any information regarding poaching, call this number," the Sadhu finishes reading. "Thanks," I say, taking the newspaper back from him. "Where's the train station?" He points me in the right direction. "Stay safe," he says. "You too," I smile. I press my palms together and bow before turning and running back in the direction he said, desperate to get home quickly. I know I'm right about the poaching now. Even the snakes in the trees felt like a message from Mum to keep going. The trains aren't running, but a kind conductor directs me to a bus. I scrabble in my pocket for the few soggy rupee notes I have and hand them to the bus conductor. Luckily it's enough and he lets me on. The bus takes hours and hours, bumping along narrow roads. I stretch, cramped in my seat. We drive alongside sheer drops and I hold my breath and squeeze my eyes shut every time we pass a car. I think about what I'll say to Dad and Grandma when I get home. I'll show them the photographs and the article. I bite my lip. I hope it's enough to convince them that Mr. Bart and Mr. Anand are poachers. The bus stops often. Soon I'm the only person who's been on since the beginning. We wind around sharp bends, climbing higher and higher. I keep drifting asleep and jerking back awake again. Falling asleep on a bus is my worst nightmare. What if we crash and I never wake up? My eyelids grow heavy. At the hospital, the doctor says they're going to induce a coma because of the swelling in Mum's brain. They say it will give her time to heal and then she can wake up. When I'm allowed to see her, I sit on the bed beside her, holding her hand and listening to the beeps of the machine around her. I tuck her hair behind her ears the way she liked it. Under all the wires monitoring her, she looks peaceful. I tell Dad I'll stay until she wakes up. "It will only be a few hours, right?" I say. "It may be some days," he replies, stroking my hair. "You should go home with Grandma and get some rest. I'll be here." At home I gather her favourite things. Casper the snake, photos of us, her scarf and the orange marigolds from the garden. I fill her hospital room with them the next day. I know she can't see them, but I want her to feel at home when she wakes up. We wait and wait for that moment, but she never wakes up. The bus drives over bumpy road and I'm jolted back to the present. For months after the accident, I used to stay awake and creep into Dad's room to check he was still breathing. Then I would do the same for Grandma. I'd shine the torch through my fingers to dull the brightness and watch the rise and fall of her chest. The bus swerves around a corner. It's completely dark outside now, and for the stars in the night sky and small dots of light in the distance, I have no idea where I am. I've been gone for a whole day already, but in a way it feels like much longer. So much has happened. My body's stiff and tired. I pull my knees up and lean my head against the window, watching the stars above until I fall asleep. Oh, that was a really sad chapter, wasn't it, children? She's remembering the moment her mum is in the hospital after the car crash. But it's lovely, I think, that Ruby really draws strength from her mum and can feel her mum close to her. Through all these difficult times, she always senses that she's there, urging her on and encouraging her, as she would have done when she was alive. So I think that's really beautiful. Okay then, children, I look forward to reading the next chapter with you soon. Bye.